Hello, y'all. I'm Diana Brienne. Hello, welcome. Cynthia Dawson, Jillian Coleman Wheeler, and whoever jumps on here with us. Hello, y'all. Welcome. And we are going to give you all some time to jump on here. And this is a shout out channel, a share out channel, women's channel, men's channel, whatever you want it to be. And we are going to, share with you, talk with you. If you'd like to shout out your channel, you're very, very welcome. How are you doing, Jillian?
I think I've muted you on YouTube. Perfect. For anybody who's listening, I'm a complete novice today. I'm the brand new YouTube virgin.
It's first day ever on YouTube. First time. I've
been on other people's things, but I've never used StreamYard, and I just set up my own channel. So I've been doing a lot of Facebook Lives, but this is going to be fun.
Jillian just set up her channel last night. So you probably have 0 subscribers, and I'll get over there later and subscribe to you. So hopefully everyone will subscribe to you, Jillian Coleman Wheeler. Cynthia, good morning. Cynthia's doing her makeup. She's doing her makeup. This is natural. Welcome, everybody. Yes, Mamita, John, Ian, NASCAR. Hey, NASCAR, you're welcome to come up and join us. US Never Them, welcome. Let's see. NASCAR says, Jillian, are you sure you want to be up here with us?
Well, I'm sure about you. Cynthia, I don't know yet, but yes. I'm taking your word that she's trustworthy. Yes. Now, also, Jillian, I'm watching you do the same thing I just did, the hair and makeup. So, Jillian, such as it is. Now, if I'm going to share, can you guys tell me how to share this to Facebook?
Yes. You're going to go over to my channel, refresh it.
Okay.
Do you see the live stream?
I've got your channel here. I beg your pardon?
Do you see the live stream going on?
I do. I've muted it.
Okay, click on it. Go into it. Okay. Did you?
Oh, I think I'm looking at an old one.
No, you want to do the new one. It says live. Should be up top.
So where do I click?
Click on the one that's live. It's got you in it. See yourself at the top. It says come up and say hello, live stream. Do you see it? Welcome.
No, I'm refreshing to see.
Straightened out. Do you see it? You're on my channel, and at the top of the page, it should be come on, shout out. It should say a little live there. And if you click into that, you're going to see yourself.
Hi, PJ. PJ's wanting to come up.
Hey, PJ. Well, while Jillian's working on her channel here to get it set up, we're going to invite a couple people up here to say hello for a minute. PJ, you want to come up and say hello? Cammie, welcome. Rap TV, Rosie's Closet. Remember, you're all welcome to come. There's Norg. I got to bring Norgus. Norgus, meet Jillian.
Hi, good to meet you.
Hey, Norgus.
Very good to meet you.
Norgus R. Thank you, Norgus. Did I interrupt your live or were you John?
No, I hadn't been on a while, so I just told them all to come on over here. I dropped your link, and of course, I had to go do a quick break. But yeah.
Body break, right?
Yes.
Let me see what this is here. Let me get this in here. It says copy to clipboard. Did it go? Okay, let me see if I've got this. I'm trying to put the link out there for everybody.
Cynthia, thank you so much for coming on this morning. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. That was great.
Thank you, Rosie. Mama got this. My mother-in-law, we call her Mama. She got this at an auction. Today is Crazy Hat Day on my channel, so I took it away from her. She gave it to me, but I took it away from her. So yes, Rosie, I like it.
Jillian, did you figure it out?
Hi, I have not figured it out. I'm not seeing the live one.
Okay, if you refresh the channel again, are you on my channel?
Yes,
Yeah,
and
I'll
I'm
tell you
refreshing it, but I am not getting the new one.
Okay. Norgis, are you getting mine?
Yeah, I closed out of it. Let me, I did because I shared it out.
Okay.
Yeah, so did I.
Hey, NASCAR. NASCAR, welcome. We can't hear you. NASCAR, we can't hear you.
Hey, my buddy.
Can't hear you, NASCAR.
Can you hear me now?
We
Yep.
can hear you now.
We can hear you now.
NASCAR. I want you to meet Jillian Coleman Wheeler.
Hi,
Jillian Coleman
Julian.
Wheeler, meet NASCAR. Norgis,
NASCAR man, I like that.
no. And welcome, PJ.
I haven't.
Rap TV, PJ, Miss SA America, Matt Outdoor, Rosie's Closet, Master Rye, and anyone else I missed on here so far. Go ahead, Jillian.
I haven't. Can I share it live? Can I share it to Facebook later,
Yes, absolutely.
Diana?
Absolutely. Don't worry about it at this point. It's not a big deal. You're
Okay.
fine with
Then
it.
I won't take any more of you guys' time.
So we just want you to be able to share it out so that your friends can see you.
Can't be
Jillian
that.
has a big following over on Facebook. And so, but she's brand new to YouTube. This is her first day ever over on YouTube. And so for that reason, we're trying to get her set up here. NASCAR, how are you doing?
I'm doing good today.
Good.
Yep. Like I said, Jillian, are you sure you want to come on with this bunch?
Well, I'm feeling pretty safe. I've known Diana many years, but the rest of you, I'm taking you on trust.
Look, that one right there.
All a great group. All a great group. All a great group. Jillian, I want you to tell a little bit about yourself to us and to everyone that comes into the stream. And I will interrupt you to say hello to people as we go. And I would like you to, because I like to shout them out and shout their channels out. And I would like you to tell a little bit synopsis of who you are and what you're about and what you've recently gone through.
Thank you, Miss.
All right, thanks. So you all, on my audio's okay. You can hear me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. Well, thanks for having me today. So I'm Jillian, and I'm old, so I won't tell my whole life story, but I'm a counselor. I'm a counselor by background and a writer, and I'm an author of a lot of books, and I'm about to come out with a new book on overcoming depression. And I've been on Facebook, I think, for about 10 years, and I've known Diana through that. And interestingly enough, we have a relationship largely because in 2017, my husband had stage 4 cancer. And I shared a lot about that journey on Facebook, just partly because I'm a writer, so that's how I process everything. But also because we felt it would be a valuable story for other people to be able to hear too. And I received so much support, and my husband received so much support through that process. And Diana and her daughter had a candle lit for us every day. So many people prayed for us, and my husband is completely recovered, and his doctors say it's been 3 years, so they don't use the cured word until 5 years, but they say they're sure that he's through with it. He had a kind of cancer that was head and neck cancer that's very the treatment is really brutal, but the cure rate is quite high. At any rate, after that, I think he had a lot of radiation, and I think that probably contributed to the fact he's had 3 heart attacks since then. So his health is a little compromised, but on a day-to-day basis, he's doing great. And it just means that during this period of the pandemic, we are being extra careful. And I know people have a lot of different opinions trying to figure out, the severity of the problem, whether it actually is important for us to be in seclusion or wearing masks. But for us, it's not an academic thing. We're just being super careful. So that means I'm glad to be in the presence of other people instead of just sitting here. So,
I think we all feel that way. Because I just go out running every day, and I'm behind here doing my college work at age 63, almost 63. And that's all I do, in my family. And I don't really get out a whole lot now because of all that's gone on. Things are just finally opening up here. So, yeah, I understand that. Jillian, you are a counselor, and you have a web page that promotes, healing people's lives, basically.
Yes, I have a page at JillianColemanWheeler.com. My background's as a psychotherapist. Today I do consulting for businesses, and I do personal mentoring for people, working with them one-on-one. And also just, conducting my life. I'm a grandmother and a great-grandmother, which is part of what's made it so hard for us to go without seeing all our kids. My husband and I generally travel most of the time. He's retired, and we have an Airstream, and we really enjoy traveling and then coming back to Austin, which is our home base. But now our Airstream is in a little town in New Mexico where we spend a lot of time, called Truth or Consequences. Mm-hmm. And right? And it might as well be on Mars. So what we're doing is we're just renting a lovely house just for a few months till we get past this time. And what else is significant about me? I'm part of an interracial family. My husband's Black, and his sister died. So in addition to my children, my oldest children, 2 of them, and then our son, whom we have together, we helped raise his 3 nieces when their mother died. Mm-hmm. So we have a great, big, complicated, extensive family, which is fun, a lot of fun.
Yeah, Ian, an Airstream is, I don't know if you should know what an Airstream is. You have the old Chrome ones, right? The old 70s Chrome or 60s Chrome.
The one we have is a vintage one.
Nice.
There's actually, Airstream fans know the difference, but actually our 75 Airstream looks a lot like a new Airstream.
Okay.
But
yeah, because I know there's a company in Utah now that's restoring them. That's restoring the vintage ones.
Oh.
So that's why I watch a lot of that. I do a lot of customization myself, and I used to work on cars and stuff like that. So the Airstreams are really, really, really cool. But Darlene will tell you what I do.
Really, I've been on YouTube a lot lately, getting into van life, camper van videos, and camper van conversion.
It's a shame that Gina's not here today. Gina's normally here every day. She may be on here in a little bit. And hello, Falcons fan, my son. That's my son that just came on.
Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Miss America.
And Gina lives in her van, and it is a former milk truck. And you would love Gina. And her channel is called Van Life with Gina Payne, and you will love that.
Yeah, it's really
cool. A whole new world that I'm learning about. One of the things we discovered when we started traveling is you don't really know until you start doing it what the expenses are going to be. Mm-hmm. And we have a Ford Expedition, and we haul our Airstream, and we know that there are many more inexpensive ways to do it. We're kind of doing it where it costs a lot. The car is just constantly breathing fumes. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I've sold my husband on this idea yet, but I'm exploring it because I find it fascinating. Mm-hmm. Some of my husband's 6'3", so we have to find a high top van if we did it.
Conversion. Yeah,
And I think right now he's humoring me.
Yeah.
I don't think he's really bought into it. I think he's just humoring me. But anyway, I'm exploring it.
Nice. We're looking into an old. My wife was talking to me yesterday. We were on the road and we went by, and there was a beautiful equestrian full-fledged RV. I mean, this thing, $125,000. But and I says, well, what about if we get like a 1970s Winnebago and just let me do the whole work on it, and just let's have fun doing that? Because
remember Cousin Eddie? Remember Cousin Eddie and Christmas?
Yeah. I actually have that diecast. I have the Condor, that the actual Winnebago that he had. But once my boys finally finish up, one's going to college this year, and the other one has 3 more years. Once they're out, my wife told me, and this is the first time she's ever said this, was that she really wants to go and see the country. Like, she really hasn't done that and really wants to take a camper and go. And I'm like, hun, I can't drive. How are you going to be able to drive one of those?
You had a stroke, right, NASCAR? You had a stroke?
Yes, I've had 2 strokes, yes. I've had 2 strokes. I'm visually impaired with my right eye. My left eye is a little off, but I've come back pretty well with it, but I do have to be very cautious at what I do. So, but I'm on.
Our best friend is recovering from a series of strokes. It's intense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm on 15 pills every morning.
So well.
So Darlene's seen me at my best and at my worst. So
it's very scary when you go through a health crisis. Jillian's been through hers. I've been through mine. And, NASCAR, I can relate.
know when he's tired.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Yeah. What was that, Norgus?
Mm-hmm.
So, I understand about strokes because about 10 years ago, long story short, I had a brain aneurysm, and Jillian knows that story. And it was very traumatic for me because we didn't know what was going on. It was a walking brain aneurysm, if that makes any sense. And that's not even heard of. Most people die. And I was raising my kids, and I was having just a massive amount of symptoms, and they thought they couldn't figure it out. They told me it was menopause. And I said, this is no menopause like I've ever heard of before. And I went through I could list about 30 different symptoms that were massive, and it was terrible. I had 17 doctors, and number 17 figured it out and on a brain scan. And so it's very scary when you go through that. I've lived through my own version of it. And so when you go through that, you have to go through it. You can't get around it.
Right. Well, it's like, because not just that, I have the 2 boys going out. My wife's starting to go through menopause, and then my mom has bone cancer. So it's like it's this whole vicious cycle right now. So I started getting on YouTube, and Darlene's been there pretty much since the beginning, and just been through the trials and tribulations. But Jillian, you have to get with the Shamrock Pixie. She does a mental health show on Saturdays that I think Destiny would really be. It would be a really good, strong show that you would come on with. She's been through literally. I was on the phone with her and Tommy, her husband, where she was at Dollar Tree and she collapsed. She had her spleen rupture right in the middle of it, and so she's been through like hell and back. So.
And her name is Shamrock?
The Shamrock Pixie.
Shamrock.
What's the last name?
That's her
Shamrock.
YouTube. Shamrock Pixie. Her name's Destiny. Yep. See, Crystal, Rosie's Closet.
Thank you very much.
Crystal is also amazing too. Crystal has an autistic son, and she has an autism talk on Thursday afternoons. And just to sit there and talk with Crystal on just how life is too. You can even do Rosie's Closet with Crystal.
Love you.
Thank you.
So
Okay.
So, do you guys all have your own YouTube channels?
yes.
Hey, Panoy Ahoy. Would you like to come up, Panoy Ahoy? Would you like to come up? Panoy Ahoy has an amazing channel. I want to shout out some people while we're talking. Louis Fuller, PJ Menling. You know, because I don't know how to put up the streams in here in StreamYard, and Gina's not here. She's going to be here in a little bit. And someone asked me to, PJ, I believe it was, asked me to put up or Sunshine asked me to put up their links, and we will put up links as soon as Gina gets here, because I don't know how to do them unless Norgus knows how to do them. Oh, okay, Panoy Ahoy, everyone. He has a growth channel. You will love his channel. He's wonderful. He comes on every night at 8 o'clock. Welcome on, Ochono. And Jillian, can you see the stream here? Are you able to see the people?
No, I can't.
Okay, so at the top, you're going to have to click see comments.
Yeah. Diana, if you give Rosie a wrench, Rosie can do that for you, Crystal.
Rosie's Closet?
Yeah, she's really good at doing links.
Let me go over to my other computer.
We can vouch for her. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Let me
She
go
lives
over.
in, she lives in Vegas, and if you meet Rosie or talk to Rosie, she reminds me of Rosie. That's why she's Rosie the Riveter. That's exactly. She has the bandana in the back of her hair, and she's one strong woman. I can tell you that right now.
Let me try to catch her on here. I can't catch her.
She loves vintage.
Yeah.
She loves all things vintage.
For some reason, I can't. Let me see. It's not taking me there. Okay, let me go. Okay, Rosie, let me see. It's not letting me.
Now, Cynthia, can I ask you a question? What I see up here is Cynthia Dawson, aka Redneck. What's your whole handle? What am I not seeing?
Oh my God, I haven't heard that in a while.
Redneck what?
Pizzazz.
Oh, pizzazz. I like it.
It's so funny when you just said that, Julian. What's your handle? Like,
Right.
breaker one now. We're coming down the south. Here we go.
Right. I was telling my husband the other day.
I'm not sure what the terminology is on YouTube, but when you were talking about the Volkswagen, the old vans, I had a boyfriend who had one, and we used to trek around in it from the 70s. So,
Crystal, I'm actually doing a custom for Crystal now. She has a Volkswagen Bug that I'm doing an actual die cast, fully exactly like her car.
Wow.
Cool.
Yeah. So
I told my husband the other day we needed to get a home base and CVs in our trucks again. I miss those things.
so do I. I used to have a Cobra with 30 on the side with an Echo Master with the K40 sitting on the back of the car. Just that's all we used to do.
Yeah, well, we were raised with farmers out here, and so that's how we got a hold of each other,
Right.
I miss them.
I've driven.
you guys all from the North Carolina area?
Well, I'm from Rhode Island, but
Okay.
I wish I lived in North Carolina. Look, there you go.
Oh, wonderful. Yes, I can go for some
That's my
ocean
home.
right now.
That's my home away from home.
I am trying to make Rosie.
I love it.
For some reason, it's not letting me, and I'm trying to make her a moderator. So for some reason, I don't know why this computer is not doing it. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to minimize over here, and I'm going to go over to my channel and see if I can do it here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me do it. Let me go.
Going to work. Yeah, they
Yeah, something Diana and I have in common is Tybee Island.
Yes.
I love the
Yeah.
I love
went
the
down.
island.
I went down for last October. I went down for the Lions Club visually impaired fishing tournament. So we spent the week down in the Outer Banks and had so much fun. Just
My daddy was a lion for years.
I
I
love it.
just accomplished it. Just did it. Rosie, you're a
Awesome.
moderator. We'll call her Rosie the moderator.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah, so we in Rhode Island, well, internationally, we made our first visually impaired Lions Club here in Rhode Island, and I'm one of the members, and it's awesome.
That's great.
When you face a health crisis, it's like no other crisis, because for me, I've always been the rock. I've always been the rock for everyone. Everyone turned to me, and I had what they considered the most perfect life. And although I have gone through my own shares of trauma and drama in my life and big problems, so but people saw that. That's how they saw me. So when I took sick, everyone was stunned. Everyone was shocked. Everyone just, because, and I was stunned because it was so scary. It was so scary because I had 3 small children at the time, and they were small. And my husband was gone up here because we were still full-time in Georgia. And it was very scary. It was really scary to be sick because you don't know if you're going to live. You don't know in what shape you're going to live. You don't know if your how you're going to take care of your family. It's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah. And it has such an impact on our kids too, because I know when I was going through all my surgeries and stuff, my oldest son came out one day to see how I was doing, and it was just a bad day, and I was just crying. I couldn't stand to move. And he's like, I have to leave. He said, I can't watch this, and he couldn't take it because they've always been up going and moving. It was real hard on the kids.
Yeah.
And he was an adult, so.
See, I get that a lot. I got the 2 boys, and they're so used to me being running
My
around.
son Casey says I'm the glue.
Yeah. And I was the rock,
The
and
glue that holds the family together. And I don't think of myself that way.
Well, Julian, you have to meet Darlene's mother-in-law. She is one sharp little tack. How old's Mama, Darlene? Darlene,
Mama's
how old?
80. 80.
And this woman will stay up until 3-4 o'clock in the morning on YouTube talking.
Wow.
They call her Mama. She is
Mama.
one
you'll see
Mama.
her in the background, right? That's Mama in the background, right, Norgus?
Sometimes, yeah, when you see her running behind her. Well, not running.
Norgus's name is Darlene. Darlene, right? Your first name is Darlene, right, Norgus?
Darlene. Yes. I think she's a little off.
Yes,
I think
it is.
So, Jillian, let me try to think back on your journey. So you went through your journey, which was very traumatic with your husband. And when he had the cancer, you went to the Cancer Institute, and it was a very traumatic time. And then you went through your own health crisis after that. And then you've moved around a lot. You had a family crisis with one of your grandchildren, I believe it was. So these are all public things that you've made public. And so you've really, you have such a depth there of understanding because you've lived it.
Well, that's something that I've always thought. The book that's about to come out on depression really is a subject close to my heart because I lived through a lot of depression myself when I was younger, before I learned ways of dealing with it. And I've had a lot of clients with depression. And I always think, not that I enjoyed having it, but I think that's the silver lining often when we go through a crisis, particularly those of us who are in helping professions, but anybody, anyone who goes through a crisis, it means that that's something you have to offer to other people from then on. And I'm sure you see that, NASCAR man, just I'm sure you find yourself with that opportunity a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
when I did I had 2 stints I had to do in rehab just for the but I saw myself working with my physical therapist, occupational therapist, but I was also, because I was brought up with family and friends, being strong, that I was also helping them at the facility doing other things with the other residents, and everybody's like, you got to worry about yourself. I'm like, I do, but I'm also doing, I want to help these people who do bingo. I would help them draw. I would help them do whatever they needed, because especially the gentlemen, a lot of people don't understand that when you're in a nursing facility, the ratio from men to women, the men are outnumbered 10-1.
Huge.
And what happens is, and I've learned because of being there and helping and volunteering, I would go in and just have a men's club, just so the guys would have something to do. I mean, we went out, we did miniature golf out in the back patio. We brought in sports cards and we talked about sports, and the guys were absolutely loving it. Now with with pandemic happening, they're not getting anything, and I know these guys are struggling in there, you know. So, but I did 8 years,
and I think it's really hard for women.
Mm-hmm. I did 8 years.
I think it's really hard for women. One of our oldest friends had a series of strokes, and it's so hard for men because part of your image of yourself as a man is that you're strong, and that you're physically strong, and that you're able to do things. And it makes him crazy now if his wife needs some help with something and he's not physically able to help. I think for women, you know, our self-image is not as tied in with being strong. I mean, we know we're strong. Women know we're strong. But for men, it's so much a part of how you define yourselves.
Yeah.
And that's a real challenge, I think, for guys.
The struggle that I had, and still, well, it's not as bad now, but the struggle I had was when I first came home. I had my leg brace. I couldn't lift my leg. I couldn't lift up strong enough, and I had physical therapy. And I'm 47 years old, and I'm having a 28-year-old woman helping me try to take a shower. It's like, seriously, like, I can do this stuff, and I'm trying, and I push myself, even though Dina was here. But you know, my wife's working 48 hours because she works at the hospital, and she's working her butt off to try to make ends meet. And I'm trying to do as much as I can. That's why I've been trying to do some reselling just to help, because I'm not the person when we first got married, I had 3 jobs. I was working my butt off just to make her happy and make sure that the kids were going to be okay, you know. So now it's just looking at it, sitting there going, what can I do to help? And it hurts. It hurts a lot.
It does. It's hard, you know. And like, I was raised in a family where you work. You just you work for the things you have. You don't try to, you know, get stuff other ways. You just work. And so both of my parents had full-time jobs. Then we had the farm, you know, and stuff. And so I had my first job when I was 14. And so when my accident happened and I couldn't go back to work anymore, it was horrifying. And I cannot even imagine, you know, what that would feel like to a man. But it was, I spent a year in bed because I just couldn't get past how worthless I was.
Right.
You know,
like I sometimes I'll sit here and we'll go, like, now usually I sit down and my kids say, well, you fall asleep, Dad. I fall asleep because my body's not the way it used to be. I used to run 3 to 4 restaurants. I was an executive chef. You know, I used to work in 70 hours a week. And now I'm sitting here, I'm drinking water and I'm going, what can I do? And there's limitations to what I can do.
Yep.
So, but that's a big.
My son follow you. My son is a chef.
Yeah. It's fun because I do have short-term memory loss. I do like I'll forget sometimes what I just did like 15 minutes ago.
Right.
But it's one of those things where I can remember everything that I did when I was a kid and what we used to do. But when it comes to recipes and everything now, I literally gotta like sit and think. Okay, like we were talking last time we were on cauliflower pizza, making pizza with cauliflower,
Right.
stuff like that. So, but
I still haven't got that done.
And then he has somebody like me that.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Then he had somebody like me that finds them, and I say, Derek, you're looking tired. You're looking tired. You're doing 3 auctions a day. You're just looking tired. And I tell my husband, he's overdoing it.
Yep. She's my little.
Is
my
there a
little
way
friend.
for you?
Was that Julian?
I'm sorry, excuse me. Rosie was asking what my channel name is. It's Jillian Coleman Wheeler, just like my name. I was wondering if there was a way I could respond to a comment over there. I'm just learning how to do this. So.
We're actually, Jillian,
So
we're all
Cynthia, do you
still
mind?
learning.
Pardon me?
This morning, I'm learning because this morning I went to schedule this and I scheduled 2 of them. And so all of a sudden I'm looking up and people, I'm out here in my nightgown at the time and I'm looking up and people are saying, you're live, right? I mean, I was live and I didn't realize I was live. So I didn't realize I was live. So I'm learning, to unplug my webcam as soon as I get off here. We learn fast. We learn fast.
You're going to get it. You're going to get it.
Yeah, you'll get it because I've had some times where literally I will schedule something and I get stuck with doing something with the boys and everything, and all of a sudden I get a phone call from Darlene or a phone call from Shamrock to be like, Are you okay? Are you in the hospital? Something happened? I'm like, what are you talking about? They're like, you're supposed to be live in 10 minutes. I'm like, I am?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Well, Cynthia, I started to
I
ask
called
you
your wife
if you
one
don't mind
time.
me asking.
Remember?
Yep.
Everybody was like,
What
Go ahead, Jillian.
kind of accident did you have?
I was a retail manager of 5 stores, or the regional manager of 5 retail stores, and I was traveling between 2 of my stores, and a young man was driving in his very large vehicle and decided that it was okay to play with his cell phone while he was driving, and he ran an intersection and he T-boned me. So he hit me once this way and shot my car another direction, and then he hit me again. So I've had 5 back surgeries. My spine's all jacked up. So,
I'm so sorry.
Kids.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was too at first. I was really upset about it and stuff. But I've learned a lot through this whole deal. And some of it was hard to learn. But for the most part, as sad as it sounds, because, I have this pain every day, but I'm really I'm grateful. I've learned a lot of things, and it's helped build who I am. So.
Yes, I really believe that.
Yeah.
We all go through things in life, and like they say, if it doesn't kill us, it eventually will make us stronger. Mm-hmm. And we, all of us have a story. Everybody gets a story in life, and sometimes many stories in their lifetime. And we're here to help others through our stories. Our stories not only heal ourselves, but they help heal certain other people.
When I was having my first stroke, I went into the ER just because I said I had a little bit of a headache, and they went in and they took my blood pressure. It was 260 over 140. They're like, how are you even talking to us? And And then they gave me that when it happened was I was in the ER and they gave me fentanyl, and
Oh Lord.
it knocked me out. And when I woke up, that's when I couldn't see. And my wife said I was talking to both of my dead grandfathers. She said she could actually hear me talking to them. So
They had me on those fentanyl patches for I think like 3 months. And I told my husband, I said, I have to quit this. They want me to stay on them. I have to quit this. I would wake up in the morning and there'd be a frying pan in my bathroom sink.
yeah,
Laundry would be out in the living. I was up at night doing things I had no idea I was doing and no recollection of it. It was horrifying.
Yeah. And, when you feel like your life is out of control, and, I need to do a video on that because, I do 5-minute videos and on every topic. And often, like Norgis knows, I'll be on her channel and I'll go, oh, Norgis, as soon as I get off, you gave me an idea, but we all have felt like when our life was out of control, we've all had those moments, and you go through times like that in life. You do. You go through times.
Yeah, I think it's so powerful for us to be able to share our own vulnerabilities because that's the baseline human feeling, to feel vulnerable, because unless maybe when you're young and you think you're going to live forever.
Right.
But when you get to be a little older and you start having life experiences, you realize life is really fragile. And there's a lot we can be afraid of, or we can make peace with it and support each other as we go through it.
Jillian, everybody's having problems finding your channel.
What is it? It's 3 separate words. Jillian Coleman Wheeler. Is that right, Jillian? Let me go over I'm going to go over here and look it up.
Yeah. That's what it is.
Let me go over and see if
that's the name I'm known by professionally. And
she doesn't know. Arlene doesn't know how to do that yet. She's learning how to do that.
Let me see if I can find it. Jillian, I can't find it. Let me see.
Okay.
Could it be under anything else, Jillian?
No.
Okay, Jillian.
But I just set it up last night, so maybe it doesn't display yet.
I'm wondering, can you pull it up on your channel right now? Can you pull it up right now? Jillian, can you pull it up?
I beg your pardon?
Can you pull it up right now on your somewhere and then copy the link and put it into the chat bar? So what? Oh, where'd she go? Let me see. Jillian. Yeah.
She popped out. She'll pop back in.
Okay.
And Diana, if I'm a little bit off of what I'm saying, I'm going in and out weird. So I'm listening from my phone.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Let me see if Jillian.
I'm a slight delay from you guys.
Let's see your YouTube channel and put in link in live stream. That's what I'm telling her. Okay. Here we go. So we lost Jillian somewhere, but she'll be back. Oh, there she is. There she is.
There.
Okay, Jillian. Okay, do you want to post it? Did you copy it?
So what I did was I tried to log into live stream instead of logging into YouTube. So let me do that.
Okay, you can log in through YouTube.
I think so, yes.
So what you're going to do, Jillian, is you're going to go to YouTube, your channel. You're going to log in, but when you log in, I'm going to put the stream. You're going to have to go to the stream over here and click on the StreamYard link to come back in. Okay, so that's how you'll come in. You'll come in from your channel. Okay, and I'm going to bring Ian up to say hello for a moment while you're doing that. Okay?
Okay.
Hey, Ian, welcome.
Hello.
Beautiful drawing.
It looks like Ian's drawing a horse in a woman is it on there?
In the barn somehow, somewhere. Yeah, I'm just getting myself prepped for my live later, so I'd put my face on the screen, but you might turn to stone. So
You're not Medusa, Ian. You're not Medusa.
I wonder how Mr. Medusa used to feel about that. You know, I mean, not being able to look at his wife very often.
That's beautiful, though. Do you paint? Is that painting or is it drawing?
This is a layout drawing for a painting.
But
Is it going to be oil or acrylic?
It'll be a watercolor painting.
Watercolor. Oh my God. You know, watercolor is so hard to do. You know, I'm an oil painter and I tried watercolor, but my colors all run together. It's so unforgiving. Like oil, you can scratch it off and redo it. You can't do that.
Diana, why don't you make him larger so you can see the picture?
What was that?
We lost you a little bit then, NASCAR. Say that again. Your audio's gone. Audio.
We've lost you, NASCAR. Let me
Yeah, his
go.
audio.
Diana,
Yeah.
why don't you make him larger so everybody can see
That's it, you're back.
the drawing better?
Oh, it keeps
I don't know how to
breaking
make
up.
it larger.
To make him larger so you
It don't matter. I mean, you're not going to see any more than that ratio anyway. So
that is beautiful, Ian. Now, Ian, Rosie, can you drop Ian's link? Is it what is your link? What is your channel name, Ian?
where is it?
It's his name. It's his name.
No,
Ian Jackson.
Is it? I don't know. I never know. I don't really go to my channel. It's like your phone number. You never ring it, so you forget it.
Right. I got that. Sometimes people ask me what my telephone number is, and I have to think about it. You know, we've had so many zip codes and so much, you know, and it's not a matter of getting older. It's a matter, you know, people sometimes think, oh, it's because you're getting older. It has nothing to do with getting older. It has to do with too many numbers and too many things and too many passcodes. You know, you things are so complicated nowadays.
And our phones save all of our numbers for us. So there's no reason to memorize them anymore.
There you go. Put it in the chat there. That's my, and it's all about art and what have you. And sometimes we talk about social issues and things on various lives and our coping mechanisms through creativity.
Yeah.
Things like that occasionally. Mainly about how you can eat Jaffa cakes, though.
Yes. Oh, James turned 65. I am young.
Stop talking about sweets. I finally got my yogurt eaten.
Yogurt? It's really. Oh, that's because it's YouTube and it's about 5 minutes behind.
Right. You know, some days our clarity is better than others. And I've been pretty good with the clarity on here. Now, I don't know where NASCAR went. We've kind of lost NASCAR. So he's somewhere. Let me see. There's NASCAR. Okay. But his devices are not found. Is he there? There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Can we hear you?
There we go. All right. I'm back.
You need batteries in your earphones.
No, just
Oh.
the internet around here is not that good.
Oh no. Well, we have that problem here. It's not.
Where are you at, Ian? Ian, what country are you in?
Okay. I finally found.
Oh. Go on. Oh. Shit. Go on. What have you found?
Jillian?
Did you find your channel, hon?
Yes, I found my channel, but there's nothing on it, and I can't find a link to share it.
You go to the top.
I just created it, so.
You go to the top, Jillian. You go to the top of it, you know, in your, what do you call that bar at the top?
Yes.
Where it says .com, and just cut and paste that onto the stream. So
Copy
everybody
and,
can
do you know how to copy and paste?
Right, but it just says subscriber. It doesn't say my name.
It might be going to a different link to get to it as a subscriber.
Because see, the important thing, yeah, Jillian,
Yeah.
when she started here a week ago, she didn't know what her channel name was. And so all the people that wanted to come to her channel had no place to go. And so she kind of lost out on the subscribers. But when you come on here, it's so important that people can get to your channel because you'll build a great following from coming on here.
Wow.
And everybody wants to follow you. Now they can follow you on Facebook, of course, but you want them to be able to follow you on YouTube because that's where you're building your channel now. You know, YouTube is a very different place to be than Facebook. Facebook is like the big pond. YouTube is like the ocean. And it's easy to get lost over here, but it's also easy to get seen. Gianna says, copy and paste the URL. Where's that?
Well, I have I got a link, but it just says subscriber. Where
Are you logged in?
Where would I put in a link here?
You put it in the chat.
Go over to the YouTube channel and put it in the chat box. Go over to the YouTube channel, like you'll see us, the live one, you know, my live stream, the live stream that's up, and you'll cut and paste that, and then you'll go over to the live stream and you'll post it over there into the live stream, and we'll see it. It'll come up.
Or you could put it in the private chat here, and we could copy that and paste it.
Where will I post it in the live stream? I'm in the live stream now, and I have it.
There should be a chat box. Now, if there isn't a
where do I
chat
put it into the live stream?
The chat box that's generally
I don't
on the
know how to get
right-hand
to the
side.
chat box here.
Are you logged
Well,
in
I do
to
see.
your
I see
channel?
everyone else's comments.
Yeah, that's where you
Down
put
at
it.
the bottom of the comments, there'll be a
at the
place
bottom,
where you can
I am.
type in.
I think I am.
So you click inside that. Oh, she's gone.
She'll be back.
Get her to.
It's hard when you're first trying to learn
You
it
know,
all.
like a
It is,
lady.
yeah.
Welcome,
It's a really
welcome,
steep
you know.
learning curve.
Rich, would you like to come on? Rich, where'd she go? Rich Jill S. There she is. There's Jillian. Okay. There you go, Jillian. That's okay. Don't worry about it. We'll figure this all out as we go. They know who you are. They can come over to Facebook. And then when you get it figured out, they'll come back over to YouTube to find you. Because Jillian has a huge following on Facebook.
It's funny because I've actually been on the internet since 2002. I mean, in terms of having my business on the internet. And so that's 18 years. So I'm really a kind of an early adopter, but I am not very techie at all. I rely a lot on my husband. So, Norcus, I wanted to ask you something. I love your backdrop there. Are you a hat person? You have all those great hats.
You out and about?
Yes.
All right. See, she makes them, Jillian. Darlene, you're muted. There goes to Papa.
Darlene, we can't hear you.
She makes them. Yes, she does. She makes them, Jillian. She's muted. She can't hear.
Now I'm unmuted. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah, I make some. Let me see.
Okay.
Oh,
Thank you, Ian. I love that assistance.
I'm gonna make everything fall. Okay.
Is that the best one? Let's see. She made
That's
one
from
out
a cereal
of a
box.
Lucky Charms box. There it is.
That's
Oh,
great.
that's wonderful.
That's the Lucky Charms. I'll get the.
Yep.
Let me see. Let me get this other one. Then.
Where's the
One of
popcorn
my
one?
favorite. Oops. Let me listen.
Which one is your favorite?
Which one? Okay.
She made one out of a
I
cereal
like
bowl.
this one.
Oh, I love that, Norga.
Oh, I love that.
Great.
I love
That's
that.
Oh, the
wonderful.
cereal bowl.
Jillian,
Yeah,
I want to
but
share
let me
with
see
you
the
that
fruit
you are
loop.
going to meet so many people over here that are going to become your friends in a different way. Oh, I love that. Oh my
That's
God.
great.
Yes, that's great.
So cute and adorable.
Um,
You're so talented.
that was last Friday. The feathers and all.
I remember that one.
Jillian, on Tuesdays we used to have art class with Darlene. We used to do it, but we haven't done that in a while. So me and Darlene have been together over a year.
We'll
We
get back
first
to it.
started
We
with
will.
we used to have DD&T in the morning, coffee with DD&T, and it was Darlene, myself, and Tracy
Yep.
Sikis, however you want to say her last name.
Tracy.
But Tracy's been sick, so yeah. So, but we had a great group there, and so
He helped
you'll
my
love that. It's on in the
confidence
morning. It's
level.
not 8:30.
Welcome to Minecraft Gaming. Minecraft Gaming has their channel, and we're shouting you out, Minecraft Gaming. So a big shout out to Minecraft Gaming. I would like to also shout out Joy's OFW Vlog, Inde Rems Vlogs, Rich the DLs. Rich, would you like to come up? I think I was on your channel this morning. You're welcome to come up if you would like to come up. And anyone else that would like to come up is very welcome to come up for a moment oh, okay, you're working. Gotcha. Well, you're always welcome to come up. And anyone else that would like to come up and shout out their channel for a moment, you're very welcome to come up here to do so. We would love to have you. Ian, are you still there?
Yeah, I am. I'm just
Okay,
looking
we're
at. I'm just
fascinated.
And Diana,
We're fascinated
Diana,
by your painting.
my
Yeah.
husband, my son told me, he said, Mom, it's going on 1, and he knows I can't sit for long. So I'll have to
Julian,
jump off, but I'll be able to listen.
Okay.
Nice to meet you,
Refuel
Jillian.
Bliss?
Hey, Norgus, can you mod a little bit too at the same time with Rosie?
I'll do again that.
Thank
And
you.
Yeah, well, I've got to get up and walk. I got to move it.
Well, come back if you want, Norgus. Come back, Darlene, if you want. We love you. Thank you. Mwah.
Bye, sweetie.
It was nice to meet you, Norris. Bye.
Bye.
So I was going to say something, talking about our life journeys. I was just going to share something that a girlfriend of mine whose husband left her about 1.5 years ago shared something yesterday. She said, just as she decided she's ready to date again, the pandemic hits.
Now you
So
can't.
that really reminded me. Perfect timing, right? So
Yeah.
Dempsey, 3 years ago in 2017, when he had cancer, he was retiring that year. And all my life, I've wanted to travel. I mean, we've traveled a lot in North America. I grew up a lot in Canada. We've traveled in Canada and Mexico and all over the US. But I've always wanted to travel abroad. And I made different choices. You know, I had children young, and then I raised our 6 assorted children and had foster children. And so my thought was always, and what we always talked about was, when Dempsey retired, then we'll go travel. So in January of 2017, he gets this catastrophic diagnosis. And I'm thinking, well, crap, this is really rotten timing. Aside from what was going on, this part of my brain saying, wait a minute, I'm supposed to be traveling. Then when he recovered at the end of the year, then I was diagnosed with cancer the next year, a very mild early breast cancer that was really nothing compared to his, but enough that it took our attention for a year. And then at the end of that year, over New Year's weekend, our granddaughter was murdered. And that was...
I remember that, Jillian.
That just wiped us out for another year. So this year, we're all sort of put back together. Our kids are all doing well, and everyone's adjusting to the new normal, missing Nicole, but feeling like we're intact as a family and we're okay. And then, so we were going to travel. So then February happens, and it's the darn pandemic. And I'm just thinking, really, God? Really? Like, come on. I mean, my thought was always, I will be able to travel in my 70s because, I feel great and I'm in good health. And I always thought, okay, I have 10 years to travel here before I maybe feel a little more fragile and don't want to go trekking across the world. Well, now I'm 3 years into that, and I'm thinking, this is not good traveling prospects right now. It's not the worst thing that ever happened, and I don't mean that it's of any magnitude more for me than anybody else. So we're all having these kinds of frustrations. But like my friend thinking, okay, how do you date during a pandemic? It's like you don't travel during a pandemic. It's just amazingly inconvenient for a lot of people. Nothing compared to if you get sick and what you're going through. I don't mean to make that kind of comparison, but even for those of us who are just sitting around waiting for the next thing to happen, it's a real irritant. I'm sure there's some good that's coming out of it. I'm trusting that this is going to be used for good in some way, but it really wasn't on my list of things I wanted to happen.
Right.
So how are you all? How are you all?
Life interrupts.
And being affected by the pandemic.
Yeah, look at that.
That's one of my customs I made.
Oh,
That's very awesome. I love it.
Very nice.
Life can
Wow. So this is what you're doing during the downtime.
Yeah. You've got to make use of your time while you're waiting.
That's
And when life interrupts, we all get those interruptions. Jillian remembers 2 years ago when my daughter took us suddenly, and it was horrible. I mean, oh my gosh. It was, she had never been sick a day in her life. And then we thought she had the flu. The doctors all said she had the flu. It turned out to be something extraordinarily serious, and it was life and death. She made it through, thank God, but it was very scary. And our whole life was turned upside down during those months. And I mean, in every way. And you go through, you're going right. I remember doing a post, and I said, I'm in the center of the hurricane. I'm right. The day that she was having the surgery, I was looking out crying in the waiting room at the hospital, the university hospital, and I was looking out and watching the helicopters bring people in, that needed, that were traumatized or whatever happened. And I said, I'm in the center of the hurricane right now. So my life was interrupted. Life does get interrupted, and it's what you do during that interruption. Don't throw that interruption time away. Make use of that interruption. I connected with a lot of people during that time. I will never forget going into the bathroom while she was having the surgery, and I was falling apart, and I was crying in the bathroom. And a woman came up to me, and we started having a conversation, and she was going through the same thing. And you connect with people. So make use of your interruption.
And not making those connections is very bad, because several years ago, my son was going to work, and he was going down the interstate, and he was on his motorcycle, and a van in front of him slammed on the brakes in the middle of the interstate and just came to a dead stop. Well, he's on 500 pounds of motorcycle. He tried to swerve to miss it, and when he did, it slid him and slammed him into the back of that that van. He broke his leg in so many places. He has bones that no longer exist in his foot, you know, and things like that. I mean, he said when he sat up and he tried to move, he said he went to move his leg, and he said it didn't move with him. His foot didn't move, so he said he just laid back down.
Yeah.
And he's
Kind of like what
will
Scott was saying the other day. What Scott was saying, remember Scott said his legs wouldn't work. He couldn't walk, remember when he said that? Yeah.
Mhm. And he will likely eventually one of these days lose that leg because the bone, you know, they put steel rods in it and all kinds of things, but the bones just will not heal back together and stuff. And the whole time he was going through all that, I locked down. I internalized it all, except for when I was around him, you know, or family, and then it was smiles and everything's going to be okay. Everything's fine. But inside I was just caving because I couldn't stand seeing this happening to my child. And I did myself more harm doing that than if I would have opened up and talked to people about how I was feeling.
Well, I have to tell you, I'm a strong person.
Your son that it happened with?
Pardon me, honey?
It was your son, Cynthia?
Yeah.
You know, people
So,
think of me as a strong person, and I am a strong person. I'm a very strong person. But when my daughter took sick, I fell apart. When my kids, you know, anything with my kids, I fall apart. I do.
Yeah.
I fall apart. And I'm strong for them, but inside, I'm falling apart. You know, I don't let them see I'm falling apart. But when it comes to my kids, I mean, like when my son had an appendectomy when he was in 5th grade, I remember having to rush him to the hospital. And I mean, while he was in surgery, I just completely fell apart, lost it, because I'm, you know, when it comes to people you love, you know, and when I was sick, I was very strong during that time. I remember carrying, I was homeschooling, and I would have to take my kids with me. And because they didn't know what was wrong with me, they made me do all these testings. And I had to carry this big jug of urine every 3rd day to the hospital and to the laboratory. And they sent it away somewhere to find out, you know, and at first they said, well, we think you have adrenal cancer. And I said, oh my gosh, you know, then I started preparing as if I was going to die because I just thought I was going to die. And that was when I made up my big boxes for the kids and labeled it and started the YouTube channel. I started the YouTube channel right around that time so that my children would have a running dialogue of mommy's wisdom. That was how I started my channel. It was not meant for the public ever until January, this past January. And so it was mommy's wisdom because I thought I was going to die. And so we go through trauma, and it's not easy to get through.
Yeah. I did that too. Go ahead, hon.
Oh, I was just going to say that was my challenge. That was my most difficult thing after our granddaughter was abducted and killed.
Yeah. Oh.
Of course, I was very close to her, and I had been very involved in her life. But what really impacted me was what my son was going through and what her mother was going through, my son and my daughter-in-law, because I almost couldn't process my own loss because I had to be strong for them and for their other 2 daughters and for my other children and their children, because the trauma extended to our whole family. And I didn't have the luxury of really processing my own stuff because what was the most painful for me was seeing my kids in so much pain. It's a complicated thing being a parent, you know.
It is.
So,
but you know, there's some real learning.
Something that never goes away. I mean, my son is 50.
Yeah.
There's some real learning lessons in your kids.
I beg your pardon?
Two of my sons have, well, all my sons were in the military, but one of them served 2-year-long tours over in I don't know, Afghanistan or Iraq, somewhere over there. And I was sitting in my house one day watching CNN, and they're showing all this fighting and all this horrid pictures, and stuff. And I was just about to lose it. Well, at the time, our daughter was in preschool, so she was little, 3, 4, and she came in there and she was like, what are you watching? And your mind doesn't think right sometimes. And because I never should have said it to her. But I said, this is where Matthew is. And I said, I'm really scared. And she said, look, 4. She was going to a Christian school at the time. And she sat there and she looked at me and she goes, She says, does Matthew not know who God is? And I said, well, of course he knows. She said, then why are you worried? And I was like, this got kicked in the head by my 4-year-old.
Out of the mouths of babes.
Right?
Wow. Ian, thank you, Ian. And Ian, can you put your stream in the chat, please, before you leave? I'm going to go. Thank you so much. Ian's going live in a little bit, and I'd like him to put his stream in the live, if he will. Thank you, Ian.
Yeah, I hate to do it too. I've got to hop off here. I've got some folks showing up here in just a few minutes. So.
Well, we're not going to be on here much longer, maybe about 5 more minutes. So, Cynthia, thank you so much. I appreciate you. I don't know if I'm going live this weekend or not. I might go, but it'll be at the spur of the moment. So I'll let you know.
Okay, yeah, sounds great.
For almost 2 weeks every day. And so, with all my college work and with everything I have going on, and the thing about these lives on here is that most people watch them in replay because I still haven't figured out how to navigate and let everybody know that I'm on live. So they all catch it, 12 hours later. So Jillian, people will see you about 12 hours later. A lot of people have seen you now, but a lot of people will see you later. Also, Jillian, they will not post this on my YouTube channel until 12 hours later. So if you want to repost this now after we get off of here, go to my Facebook page and it will be up there, and you can share it out from my Facebook page because this won't come up till tomorrow. And and that's when everybody will begin to view it, unfortunately a day late. But we're going to work around that so that as we go, I'm going to see if Rich wants to come up. Rich. Rich,
all right, Diana, I'm out, but hey, 30 now.
It was really nice to meet you, Cynthia.
Nice meeting you.
I'm really glad I got to talk to you.
Thank you.
Me
Bye-bye.
too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Ann.
Rich, would you like to come up? You're welcome to come up. I'm going to put the link in before we go. If anyone would like to come up and shout out their channel before we go, you're welcome to. And if not, we're going to probably sum everything up here. Jillian, you're amazing. And I hope, Jillian, you will come on here on a regular basis whenever you can. I know you can't come on every day. I mean, we all have our busy lives and that. But while you want to build your channel, the most important thing, Jillian, is for you to get your channel set up so that everyone that sees you today and in replay knows where to come, and you will build your channel up really quick. I made 6K well over 6K now, but in 4 months. And because I went to everyone's channel and I got on panels like this every day. This morning I was on 2 panels, and I get on people's panels every single day. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Michael. Anyone who wants to come up, just jump up for a moment and you can shout out your channel. Otherwise, but yeah, NASCAR, NASCAR, make sure your link is in the chat so that people know how to get you. And like I said, most people watch this 12 hours later because until we can figure it out. And okay, we just lost Jillian. Jillian, where did she go? So I don't know. Jillian, we'll give her a moment to see if she comes back on. She may or may not. Let me put the link back in. Jillian's so new at this and she's learning it just like we all did, Yeah. Thank you, Gianna. Thank you so much. Thank you. Here's Jillian. There you go, Jillian.
Okay. I'm trying to figure out the behind the scenes here of getting to my channel, but I'm not doing it. So,
Jillian, what I'll do is I'll message you later, but basically it's pretty easy. What you do is you have several tabs up at once. You just have to mute the YouTube tabs, and then you can kind of go between all of them without losing yourself on here.
Yeah. I remember doing Google Hangouts. That's how I started.
Yeah.
So
You started when?
we started using Google
When
Hangouts.
did you start?
I started 3 years ago.
Yeah, on Google Hangout.
Yep.
That's where he started.
So-
And, I mean, this is 4 months in. I mean, I'm winging this, I mostly do the 5-minute videos. That's what I like because I share my wisdom. I share my insights. And so I do concentrated wisdom in 5 minutes on a different topic. And so coming live, you really have to wing it. So there's no one topic that I come on here with. And so it's not scripted. And, and so you're in real time. And so I like to do both. I enjoy both for different reasons. And I prefer to have people up here with me because it gets very boring just to see yourself up here for an hour,
Yep.
And I don't want to do that. So, by having interesting people come up here, it really keeps the dialogue going and flowing and keeps people interested.
That's it. So, and then
Well-
you guys
Well,
gotta
and I
tweet my-
appreciate you guys teaching me because this is a learning experience for me.
Jillian, just come on every time. The more you come on, the more you'll learn. Like I just learned today how to schedule this. I didn't know how to do this. I didn't know how to do this. And so every day I learn something new through different people that come up here. I think it was Gina yesterday was telling me how to do this or, just so many different things. And so we're learning. And so don't be afraid about that. The key that what happened with me is that I just got on everyone's channels. I went everywhere. I think they thought I was like a positive troll or something, but I went everywhere and I got on everyone's panel. And, I would go up and I had no clue what I was saying or doing, but I got up there anyhow. And that was how I learned. And that was how my channel built so quickly to over 6K in 4 months. And anybody can do it. If I can do it, anybody can do it. You just have to be, it doesn't cost you anything. You just have to be willing to show up.
Right.
So how did you find panels to get on?
You just find people that are live.
Yeah, it'll pop up. You'll see lives, and I just go over. I mean, I've been on every kind of channel you can imagine. I've been on channels where they don't speak English. I've been on channels. I've been on channels where they're sitting there with a bong, and I mean, they're sitting there, with a bong, smoking whatever they're smoking.
Back 40 years, yeah.
I mean, I'm sitting there talking wisdom, talking inspiration and wisdom while they're puffing on a bong. I mean, I've been on, you name the channel, and pretty close to most, I don't go on political channels. I don't go up on panel on political channels. That's not my lane. So I stay away from that. But, I go up on old people's channels. I go up on gaming channels. I mean, I go up on gaming channels. I have no clue about gaming. I just go everywhere, and you want to be seen. If you're not seen, people are not going to connect to you. But the most important thing is you got to have your channel set up so that they know how to come to find you.
Right.
Okay. So I'll put in.
Jillian, in the meantime, can be found on Facebook. And Jillian, what I'll do when I get off of here, I'm going to share this on your page. I'm going to share this over to you, and then you can share it out from there. So, for example, I'll put it on your page, and then you go ahead and share it out to your people. That's
Like
because
Diana, I sent you a friend request the other day.
What was it
and
under?
And I messaged you, and you didn't. Nothing. I haven't heard anything yet.
Let me go accept you right now. Let me go accept you. I didn't see it, NASCAR, because you know why? I probably didn't recognize it. Let me go over here. What is your name under? What is it called? What is your name?
Derek.
Derek. That's Derek. Okay, got it. Derek, I'm going to confirm you.
I even put it's NASCAR man in the message.
Derek, you know what? I had no idea who Derek was. So, okay, I just connected with you. Now, what happens is I get 5,000 and then they won't let anybody friend request me. And then it drops down 1 or 2. And then that's when friend request me, but sometimes I can't accept it until it drops down again. But fortunately, I had it drop down again. And then I have a public channel, but Jillian knows about the public channels. I had 12,000 on there. I have like 10,500 now. But the problem with the public channel, Jillian, as you well know, unless they connect see first, nobody's ever going to see your postings. Nobody, except a handful of people. So that's why I kind of left. I didn't abandon ship. I've never left Facebook. I've just expanded my horizons. So in other words, instead of just sticking with Facebook, I didn't leave Facebook because I have wonderful friends over there, but I expanded my horizons by coming to YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yep.
And YouTube is wonderful. You're gonna, Jillian, you will love it over here. I have met so many amazing people. You will be you connect with them in a way you don't on Facebook. You really get to know these people. These people become your friends. These people, you get to know them better than your own in-person friends. And you are going to, once you get over here, Jillian, and you hang with me until you can get your feet wet, and you can hang with me after too, but you hang with me and I will teach you the ropes that I know. And then while I'm learning them, I'll pass them on to you, and you will build your channel, and you're going to build amazing relationships. This is the ocean. It's not the small pond of Facebook. Facebook limits us.
I like that. I like that explanation.
Yeah. Well,
So-
it is. But also, and Diane will tell you straight out, it's the ocean, but you have to make sure you get in the right boat.
Oh yeah.
Because there's some
Tell
boats
me
that
more about that.
you could get into some different boats and the boat starts sinking.
Oh yeah, Jillian, I go, well, like I said, I go to everybody's channels, and I get on some of these channels that I call the bickering channels, the ones that bash each other. And I sit there on the panel and I talk positive. I'm telling them, they don't want to hear that. That's not what that channel is about. They're about bashing each other. And so they boot me off. They boot me off because they tolerate me. I'm very tolerated on those. They actually like me, but I consider me a positive troll, because what happens is they want to bash each other. They're the bashing Jerry Springer channels, and they don't want somebody.
I've had that experience on Facebook where I friend someone or they friend me, and then suddenly I'm making a comment and everyone is like,
they don't want to hear
leaping
it.
on me. And I'm going, wait a minute, I'm in not the wrong lane. Just what you said.
Right,
Trying
in
to
the wrong
let
lane.
that person get back in my lane. Yeah.
But now I will tell you, I am back. I do go on those channels because a lot of those people have ended up over on my channel because they wanted something different. They were sick of that kind of lifestyle.
Something sane.
Who's coming on here? There's somebody. Let me just grab my glasses. Okay. Judy.
Oh no.
Judy. Hey, there's Judy.
No.
Yes, you did that.
Jillian, meet Judy, meet NASCAR.
Judy and I actually know each other. Judy and I had a conversation last year. Do you remember that, Judy?
I do now that I see your full name. Hello again.
Yeah.
We should have more conversations.
Yeah, maybe it was year before last.
So
It's
I'm
nice
sitting
to
in
see
my
you.
car. I'm sitting in my car, so I can't stay. How long are you guys going to be on still?
We're heading on out here shortly. I have I'm going to lunch with a friend, and for a first time being out for lunch for a while. And then I'm going for my run first because I didn't get it this morning because it rained. So I'll go for my run, then for lunch, then do my 5-minute videos when I come back, and then all my schoolwork. So we're going to be on about another 5 minutes, but wonderful to see you. You look great in your car. I'll have to do a car video. I'm going to do a bubble bath video.
Yeah, really, a jacuzzi. I've just been out. I've been out doing errands, lots of errands, and there's renovations happening at home. So I'm back into renovations when we get home. Carpet on my stairs today.
Yes. And Jillian and Judy are both on my Facebook. Well, all three of you now. NASCAR's on my Facebook page too. Yep. And but I talked Judy. I didn't have to talk y'all into it. I suggested to Judy. I suggested to Jillian. I suggested to Cynthia. I suggested yesterday. Kimmy. She was on yesterday, and I suggested you all come over here with me and expand your horizons. And that's how you all ended up over here. Judy's been over here about a month. She went from almost nobody to several hundred on her channel. And I was telling Jillian that. And, so, just like Cynthia, they're all new, Jillian. So I'm having them all kind of move over here with me. I asked one person one day, there's somebody who, I said, come on over with us. And they didn't like that idea. They would rather be in Facebook. And I got that. That's fine. Not all people belong over here, nor do they want to be over here. A lot of people are intimidated by being over here because it is hard. It's not like Facebook where people come, they can friend you, you can friend request. You can't friend request here. It's what it is.
Yep.
Julian, the only thing you have to worry about with Judy is Judy sometimes forget words that she says. Especially the other day. You were on rare form the other day. I was like, okay, that's why I typed in the the washing machine works now, doesn't it?
Yep. Thank you. Yes.
So what are you doing today? What are you going to do? What's your story today?
Well, mine is there's carpet being put on my stairs and my deck's being ripped apart. So I'm going home. Thunderstorms are coming. I don't know. I don't have an agenda today. I'm going with the flow. I go with what I need to do when I need to do it. So.
Judy, I don't know how I'm going to work my schedule. Y'all know I go to college and I'm 63 and I'm overwhelmed with college work. I made the dean's list, so now I have to live up to that expectation. And I'm going to summer semester, so it's really, really busy. And I have a family and I run and I exercise and all that. So I've been on for almost 2 weeks every day, Judy. And so I'm trying to do a live at night, but I haven't got there yet. And I'm probably going to go like 30 minutes at night and still do my daytime live, but I'm not going to be on every day. But, I'm generally on most days. I might or might not be on this weekend, but I might be because a lot of people are home over the weekend. And so I may be on. So I'll let you know. And, whoever can pop on here with me, I love that because I don't really, number one, I want great people to be on here. That's number one. That's my first line is that I need great people. My second thing is that I don't want to sit here by myself trying to carry a conversation because it's really, you have to go through the comments, strictly through the comments to carry that conversation. And I saw one lady last night who was on there 5 hours and I don't know how she did it. 5 hours. I would have been completely exhausted after 5 hours of talking, by myself. And
I do know that one of my colleagues and I are going to pre-record a lot for the Self-Care Essentials course. I'm busy designing so that when we premiere it, we're not busy talking, that we can go and answer comments at the same time. And someone in one of my groups in Pusa Studio said I should be going live myself right now. And I said, what do you mean live with only 214 subscribers? And they said, yes, do live, go live. And I don't have a problem being live and talking to myself or talking to the little hole in the camera. I've been doing that for years anyway in my films or in TV shows I do and when I in the TV studio or Facebook. So I know how to talk to a camera, so that doesn't bother me, and but I understand, Diana, when you're trying to do a live and answer the comments at the same time, it's very challenging to do.
It is challenging. As your channel grows, when I first started out and I had, nobody on my channel, it was, wasn't a big deal. But once I hit that 500 mark and I started getting a lot of comments, I did notice that 500 was when things changed. And when I got 500 subscribers, now it's over 6K. I still answer every comment. Unless I'm extremely tired. And if I'm extremely tired, sometimes I don't. I just put a heart, to acknowledge. But at 6K, when you get to that level, and climbing, it becomes challenging to answer everybody in detail. But I do try, and I do make that effort, and I do acknowledge everyone, and I do go on people's live streams, and I do watch their videos, and I do all that. And it's important to connect with people in this community. You're going to meet incredible people. Judy already has, Judy already has in the short time you've been here. I would recommend to Jillian, something I've recommended to Judy, is just do your own thing. I think the biggest lesson, I did everything wrong, and yet my channel climbed in 4 months. And so I did everything that everybody told me not to do. And so just be authentically you. Just be authentically you.
That's right. So I'm going to go as my car is running, but Jillian, let's connect through Messenger again. And NASCAR, we're not Facebook friends.
I'd enjoy that. And good luck with your Renault.
I'll hit you up. That's
Judy, his name is Derek. So when you get it, because he friended me and I didn't know that, Judy, and so I didn't accept it. But if you get a friend request from Derek, that's him. That's NASCAR.
All right. Bye, everybody. Have a great rest of the day, guys. We'll be in touch. Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Weekend RVing, you want to come up and say hello before we go? Because we're going to go. I'm going to put the stream in one last time. And anyone that wants to come up and shout out their channel, you're very welcome. And if not, we're going to go in about 2 or 3 minutes. And NASCAR, I appreciate you so much. Jillian, you're amazing. And, anytime that either of you want to come on, NASCAR now, Derek, now I can message you. Now I can say, hey, NASCAR, do you want to come on? Derek, do you want to come on? And, you don't have to come on if it's inconvenient, you're tired, whatever. But hey, this trucker's life, welcome. If you want to come on, you're welcome. If you don't want to come on, I got you. Some days I'm not going to come on. Robert Macanasia, welcome. And like I said, I put the stream in there if anyone wants to jump on for a moment before we go to shout out your channel. I'm going to try to come on tomorrow, and I'm going to one. Huh?
Diana, can I ask you, or you too, Derek? How do I see people calling me out in the live comments. How do I respond?
You can respond or you can go into the comment section. You should have a comment bar where it says post a comment. Now, are you on StreamYard right now?
I'm in StreamYard, yes.
Okay, go up there, Derek. Where's that little button? What's the button called? It says comments, show comments. It's up on the right-hand corner, right in the right-hand corner.
Right-hand corner says live comments.
It says live comments.
Yeah, click that.
Yeah,
click
I
that.
see.
What she has to do
Well,
is, Jillian,
I do, but I don't see where I can comment.
You have to open up YouTube and go into and pop out the chat. That's what you have to do so you can be able to chat with us also.
Right. So you have to have your YouTube channel up at the same time. Since you don't have 2 computers there, you have to kind of go between the 2. You can watch the chat over here in StreamYard and yet go over to my YouTube channel, the video that's up playing, and you can comment to that person in there, and then it'll appear in both places.
Yeah, what I usually do, Diane, is I split my screen. I have what we're doing now here on the left-hand side, and I put the live chat that's from YouTube on the other side of the computer. So I have a split screen. So I'm seeing us three talking, but then I see everything else on my other side.
Right. Weekend RVing asked me, I have problem with trolls. Do you? Yes, I do. I have problems. We all do. Once you get to a certain level, whatever level that happens to be, you're going to get trolls. When you get past 500 people on YouTube,
they're gonna hit you. Yeah.
I had a troll before I ever became public because my videos for my family and friends were public. But it was only for family and friends. I got trolls. Most of my trolls came back when I had under 200 friends. And once I got to 500, I still have trolls, but they're kind of sometimes afraid to rear their ugly head because if they come on, they know that I have a lot of friends on here. So you're kind of protected by your friends. But I do have trolls. Absolutely, Weekend. I really, really do. And
Weekend, you have to literally have your true friends when you're doing lives. Make sure that they're your wrenches because they're gonna save your butt in that chat.
Yes.
If not, you're gonna get. When we used to do Google Hangouts, we didn't have like what we have here on StreamYard. We didn't have a green room. So when you used to put the link out, people used to pop in, and poor Darlene had 20 trolls come in. I mean, and they were nasty, X-rated video popping up, and it was.
Derek, did you see? Are you on Brenda's channel, Brenda Land's channel?
Yep.
Or May?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Were you there that night when Brenda got 70 trolls?
Yep.
That was, and then they went over to Noni's channel, and she really handled them well. But you know what?
I love Noni. She's such a sweetheart. She just was like, bang, bang, bang.
She did. And you know what? Then they came over to my videos, because I do the 5-minute ones. And they came over to my 5-minute wisdom videos, and they were not nasty to me. But what they did is a couple of them were nasty to my people who were in the stream, in my comment section. And and then a couple of them, what they came over to do was argue about why they are not a troll. So I don't call them trolls. I call them aviators. They said they wanted to be called aviators. And I said, okay, I'll call you aviators. But
I wish that YouTube, instead of giving a wrench, they gave somebody a hammer, and you just knock them like whack-a-mole, like whack-a-moles.
Yes. Gianna, next time, yes, that would be wonderful. And Ian Jackson, make sure if you go live, you have mods. And absolutely. And yes, weekend RVing. Yeah, you can't worry about it. You cannot worry about it. Hello, Mamicha. Hello. I do not worry about it. It is what it is. We're on a public platform. You've got to get used to it. You've got to get hard into it, because if you don't, you will not make it on here. I've seen people close up their channel because of trolls, and you can't do that. I got on one guy's live. He had 147 He had 147 dislikes compared to 6 likes. He has so many trolls, and I don't worry about it.
A dislike is still somebody is still looking at your video.
Yep.
Oh yeah, Gianna. Yeah, I know. My Gianna and I, we talk a lot, and her granddaughter is the cutest little thing. And she'll just come up there. She's so shy until you talk to her, and then next thing you know, she's jumping in Gianna's lap, and she's going, "Hi." I'm like, well, I'll put up a toy, and she'll be like, "Can I get that? Can I have that?"
Yeah. Well, everybody, we are going to go. And Jillian, NASCAR, Derek, thanks to everybody that's been up here. Thanks to everyone in the stream. Thanks to my moderators. Thanks to everybody. And like I said, I will probably be on this weekend. I just don't know what time. I'll message you all. If y'all want to come on, you're very, very welcome to come on. And if you don't, I gotcha. Come on anytime. And I thank everybody. So Jillian, we have this little way of doing it. I don't know if, Derek, do you know how I do it at the end? My videos, what I always say, from my house to your house. So we're going to do, okay, just kind of follow me. And then but thank you, Jillian. Thank you, Derek. Thank you, everyone. May God bless you. Okay, here we go. From my house to your house.
To your house.
May God bless you.
Thank you.
And
thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone who left a comment here. My channel is Jillian Coleman Wheeler. I haven't quite figured out how to tell you that or how to comment, but hopefully I'll be more knowledgeable next time. This was really fun. Thank you guys so much.
Don't forget to come to my auction tonight at 6 o'clock. I have a lot of cool stuff up for sale.
Thank you, Derek.
Okay.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.